Hi team, my name is Anton Smith and I am a staff support engineer here at GitLab, and today I will be talking about how to install the GitLab for Jira Cloud app manually. So, if you are looking at my screen on the left side, I'll be completing all the steps there, and then on the right side is where I will load the documentation so we can do it step by step together. So, uh, currently, I'm on this page, the GitLab for Jira Cloud App Administration. And what we want to do is we want to install the GitLab for Jira Cloud App manually for our self-managed instance. So there are two ways of doing this. So you can install it from the Atlassian Marketplace, or you can install it manually. So installing it manually is what we're going to do today. So if we jump down to that section, we can have a little read here. If you don't want to use the official Atlassian Marketplace listing, you can install the app manually. So there are several things that we need to do. We need to install the app in development mode, and that is the simplest way to get it going. You could also create an Atlassian Marketplace listing. We won't be covering that process in this video. We will only be doing this one. So first off, we actually have some prerequisites that need to be configured before we can actually install the GitLab for Jira Cloud app manually. So let's just go through these together. So number one, the instance must be publicly available. So my GitLab instance here on the left is actually public to the internet. There are no firewalls in place, so we should be all good to go from that prerequisite. Now, for this one, you must set up OAuth authentication. So if we just click up here, it's going to just take us back to the top of the page where we need to configure OAuth authentication. So what we'll do is just follow these instructions. So on the left sidebar at the bottom, click admin, and then we select applications in the left bar, and then we click on add new application. Now, for the redirect URI, if you're installing the app from the Atlassian Marketplace, nope, we are not doing that. We are installing it manually. So we need to enter instance URL Jira Connect OAuth callbacks. So let's construct this URL now. And I'll just grab my domain name from up here. And get rid of that double slash. Okay. Clear the trusted and confidential boxes. In scope, select the API checkbox. And just before we save it, let's give this a name. Save application. Okay. Next one, we need to copy the application ID value. On the left sidebar, select Settings General. Expand the GitLab for Jira app. Just down here. Paste the application ID value into Jira Connect application ID. Select Save Changes. Okay. So that step is done. Now, if we jump back to the prerequisites we were just viewing, what we need to do next is check our network configuration. So we need to ensure that inbound and outbound connections between your self-managed instance and Jira Cloud are open. So in this case, Jira Cloud is a SaaS product. It's public on the internet, so there shouldn't really be anything blocking it unless you've configured whitelisting. But on the self-managed instance, as I was saying earlier, it's public to the internet, so there shouldn't be anything blocking the connections. So I think we can give that a tick. For this one, this just goes into a bit more detail as to how you can expose your self-managed instance if you're on a closed network. So it talks about how to set up a reverse proxy. For this video, that's we're not going to go into that. So just skip over that. The final prerequisite is checking that the Jira user that installs and configures the app meets certain requirements. So if I just click that link here, if we are installing the GitLab for Jira Cloud app, we need to ensure that the Jira user within our Atlassian organization is either a member of the org admins group or the site admins group. So a simple way to check that is inside Jira, if we click on the cog for the settings and then we click on user management, we can go to the Atlassian admin page. Now, alternatively, you can just navigate to admin.atlassian.com in your browser. And what we want to do is in the directory, we want to click on groups. Now, we should see a list of groups here. We can see that I have a site admins group. You may not have a site admins group and you might have an org admins group instead. But the idea is select the one that is in your organization. And you just want to double check that your user or whoever the Jira user that will be installing the Jira Cloud app is a member of either the site admins or the org admins group. Now, if neither of these groups exists, we do have some instructions here on creating your preferred group and then just adding that Jira user to that group. One final note is if you have heavily customized your global permissions in Jira, you may also need to grant this permission, the browse users and groups permission to the Jira user. Okay, I believe that's the last of the prerequisites. So now we can actually get into setting up the instance. To set up your self-managed instance for the GitLab for Jira Cloud app, what we want to do is select the admin, which we were already in, and we want to go to settings general, which we are in, and scroll down to GitLab for Jira app. And Jira Connect proxy URL, ensure that this is blank, which it is. Select save changes. Since that's done, we can move on to the next section, install the app in development mode. So to configure your Jira instance so you can install apps from outside the Atlassian marketplace. So we need to sign into Jira as an admin. So at the moment I am an administrator and now we need to enable development mode on the instance. So I can just quickly show you how to do that. So under here, go to manage your apps. Wait for that to load. Under user installed apps, click settings. Now you want to check this box here, enable development mode and click apply. So you can see in my case, I have already enabled development mode. All right. Sign into GitLab as an administrator. So that step's already been done. Install GitLab from your Jira instance. So we want to click into this page that we are on already, apps, manage apps, upload app. Now we need to provide Jira with an app descriptor URL from our self-managed instance. So let me just construct this. So the link should look something like this. Okay, so if you just want to test that it works, you can just navigate to it directly and it should return a JSON response. And essentially this is what Jira will be reading. So I'll just go back and what I'll do is I'll just put this URL here and click upload. Okay, now we can click get started. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to sign into GitLab. So this is already pointing to our self-managed instance. Now you can see that it's requesting permission to access our GitLab account. So that's actually required for the next step, which I will show you in a moment. So let's authorize GitLab. And now this is what that OAuth was required for. So we need to link our groups into the GitLab for Jira Cloud app. So any groups that are linked here instructs the GitLab for Jira Cloud app that any projects contained within these groups and those, those updates include things like Jira IDs, send them to Jira and update the development panel. So if we click on link groups, you can see that it will populate any group that I am a maintainer or higher above. And I've only got the Jira deep dive group here. So I can just click link. Okay, so at this point, the group is successfully linked. So yeah, any updates to projects within the Jira Deep Dive group, and those updates contain Jira IDs, will automatically be synchronized to Jira. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.